Little Rock R. Two well-known Stockton rappers have been charged in federal court with possessing a firearm that investigators linked to the non-fatal shooting of a rival rapper, court records show. J-Manny, EBK Jaaybo Gorman 22, and Xavier Baby Max Jones 19 were indicted on 7 federal charges in Little Rock, Ark, for allegedly possessing a loaded Glock pistol found during a May 2025 traffic stop. The indictment was filed in June 2025, but only unsealed 3 months ago. Both Jones and Gorman have been detained while the case is pending, court records show. Investigators tested the gun and found that it had been used 2 months earlier to shoot Jericho "DreamlifeRrizzy" Anderson, a known San Francisco rapper and East Bay resident who has engaged in a high-profile feud with both men. The shooting remains under investigation, but California Highway Patrol officers traveled to Arkansas with a warrant to take DNA from both Gorman and Jones, court records show. Anderson, an alleged member of the San Francisco-based Double Rock gang, released a record entitled EBK Killer months after the shooting. The EBK gang, with which both Gorman and Jones are allegedly affiliated, started in Stockton, but police say it's spreading fast throughout the state. Police have been monitoring social media accounts associated with both men for some time, according to court records. Jack Pocket, before the shooting, Anderson posted an image with the caption, H2K, supposedly meaning hard to kill. It is a moniker Anderson has lived up to. In this latest incident, he was shot in both legs while driving eastbound on Highway 24 in Oakland, near the Broadway exit, by at least 2 gunmen in a Hyundai, authorities said. Anderson later checked himself into an Oakland hospital, but denied knowing who shot him or why. He was treated for 2 gunshot wounds and released, authorities said. In 2022, Anderson was shot in the legs in Pittsburgh, allegedly by members of the San Francisco-based gang, Trey 4. Prosecutors in Contra Costa claimed this shooting was in response to a diss record Anderson had released. But 2022 was a bloody year for the Double Rock gang, whose members were investigated for involvement in violent rivalries between them and other gangs, including Trey 4, Eddie Rock, and a collection of North Richmond gangs known as NARF. 3 unsolved homicides. The April 3, 2022 killings of 22-year-old Brandon Alexander Cheese and 20-year-old Kieran Carlson in San Francisco. Everyone in the EBK camp seems to be getting locked up, and it's unfortunate because when EBK Jaaybo came home, all eyes were on him. He had real momentum and endless opportunities in front of him if he would have played his cards right, but instead, bad decisions started stacking up. And when that happens, it's not just one person who suffers. The whole camp takes a hit. Now you've got individuals facing serious time, and if convictions come down, those could turn into lengthy prison sentences that change lives permanently. What makes it worse is how the charges keep escalating. It's no longer minor issues. Now you're hearing about attempted murder tied to a Bay Area rapper. That's a completely different level, and once it gets to that point, the consequences become much more severe. At that stage, it's not even about music anymore. The focus shifts from growth and opportunity to survival and legal battles. And when your name starts getting tied to serious cases, it overshadows everything you built. This situation really shows how fast things can go left. One wrong move can turn into multiple charges, and before you know it, the momentum is gone and replaced with court dates and uncertainty. The solution starts with one hard truth. If nothing changes, the outcome is already predictable. For EBK Jaaybo and the EBK camp, the first step is separation, not disloyalty, but strategic distance from anything that creates legal risk. You can't build a career while staying tied to environments that constantly bring police attention. That doesn't mean forgetting where you're from. It means moving smarter than your surroundings and protecting the opportunity in front of you. From there, structure becomes everything. The situation right now looks reactive instead of planned, and that's where things fall apart. There needs to be real management that enforces discipline, a clear and consistent music release strategy, and controlled environments when moving around. Without structure, even the most talented artists end up wasting their momentum, and that window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. Another major piece is controlling the circle. Everybody can't come along, and that's just reality. A lot of people benefit from being around the image, but don't carry the consequences when things go wrong. When cases start stacking up, it exposes who's adding value and who's adding risk. Cutting certain people off isn't personal. It's about survival, longevity, and making sure the whole situation doesn't collapse. The biggest shift that has to happen is mentally. It has to go from a street mindset to a business mindset. Every move should be calculated. Every appearance should either build the brand or generate income. And every decision should be made with long-term consequences in mind. At a certain level, you're no longer just an individual, you're a brand. And how you move affects everything tied to you. Legal awareness is also critical at this stage, staying away from anything that can turn into serious charges. Understanding how association alone can get you caught up and moving like you're already being watched is key. Because realistically, once your name is hot, attention comes with it, whether you want it or not. At the end of the day, the only real way to fix the situation is through consistency and focus. The negative headlines have to be replaced with progress, consistent music drops, better visuals, and clear growth. The industry will give second chances, but only to those who show they've learned and are moving differently. If that shift doesn't happen, then the system will keep dictating the outcome instead of them.